All right, mobile technology, working for your business. The normal workday, years and years ago, the 9 to 5 workday was it. You worked 9 to 5, after that you were done. You went home, wife, kids, played basketball, did whatever you want to do, but after that, you went back to work 9 o'clock the next day. The normal workday has definitely changed nowadays with the advance of technology, with the advances of mobile devices. 9 to 5 is really non-existent anymore. Owners and employees typically find themselves more productive out and out in the field servicing clients. So with that, the essential need for data access, mobile access to your data, is not just a recommendation that I give now, it's more of an essential tool that you need while out on the road. The importance of devices. We all have smartphones, either a BlackBerry, an Android device, or an iPhone. Are we really fully taking advantage of these devices? Most of us aren't. Now, I will say myself, Dewain, we may be a little more into it, but that's our job, and it's our job to help you guys get more involved into this mobile technology. Consistency. You want to be consistent with your devices. If you have an iPad, you probably want to stay in the iOS family and get an iPhone. You want to get a MacBook. If you're an Android, you want to get a Galaxy tablet, or you want to stay with a Samsung Android phone. If you stay consistent, it makes it easier for the mobility of it. It makes it easier to access the data across the platforms. You're used to doing the same things across the phone, across the mobile device, as far as a tablet, as well as a laptop. Mobile essentials. Email. We all have access to email. Where it becomes essential in the mobile environment is if you have an Exchange account. Most people don't know what that is. What is an Exchange account? An Exchange account is a robust email client that gives you the ability to have your calendar, your contacts, as well as your email, including folders. So not just your inbox. This includes your sent items, your outbox, your deleted items, synchronized across all platforms. When email first came out, we had POP3 or IMAP account. What did that do? That automatically downloaded your email to your client, to your Outlook, to your Exchange, or to your Outlook Express. And then if you left on the road, you didn't have that email anymore. Now with these Exchange clients, what happens is if you open an email on your desktop, you go out on the road, you can still access that same email. If you send an email from your tablet, you go on your phone in a coffee shop, you can see that same sent item. So an Exchange account is a robust environment that allows you to have simultaneous access to this data, this email, that is very crucial nowadays, right on your devices. Document, resource, and access. With this mobile technology, there are a lot of third-party applications that give you the ability to do what? To have sort of cloud computing. We all heard this term from Microsoft, from Dell, from Apple, this cloud computing. Now these third-party apps like Dropbox or Evernote or even iCloud, an Apple device, Apple product, it gives you the same version of your document anywhere. So in this Dropbox cloud, you can put your Word documents, your PowerPoint presentations. Actually, this actual PowerPoint is running out of Dropbox. So it's not natively stored on the device. It's stored in this cloud, Dropbox. So what happens? I can view it on this Apple TV that's sitting here. I can view it on this tablet. I can view it on my phone. Dwayne can view it on his phone because we have access to this cloud network. So that gives you greater control over your versioning. So if you have multiple collaborations going on in one document, one person can save, the other person can save, the versioning stays the same. So you don't have one document here, and have to connect to an internal network to merge these versions together. So these cloud third-party type applications are very helpful in this mobile environment. Internet access. If you don't have internet access, this cloud computing, this mobile technology is null and void. So with internet, you can use a 3G or 4G Verizon device, Sprint device from AT&T, wherever you want to get. It's like 30, 40 bucks a month, but that is the essential part of this mobile technology. You can have your iPad sitting here on the 3G network, your iPhone sitting on the 3G network, and then your MacBook tapping into that, so you're all on the same network. I'm now going to turn it over to Dewain, who's going to start with the mobile payments.
All right, so I'm going to just touch briefly on some of the things that are going to be important to businesses, especially small businesses out here nowadays. The one thing we all do is make money, and we want to make sure we can collect the money at any given time. So there's a lot of different options, and there's so many different ways of going. I'm going to try to pack as much of it into this next 3 hours as I possibly can. So, you know, yeah. All right, so the next 5 minutes, we're going to talk about mobile payments, and I'm going to talk 3 hours about mobile payments. But the key here is that there are several big solutions that we like to use right now. We use Square. Square has a device that they give away for free that'll link up to most mobile devices from the Android and iPhone, and you can even use it on your iPad as well, on different tablets. I've seen a lot of clients use these on at the bar. You know, I've had guys that have thrown parties. They said, well, you know, how am I going to go about collecting the money? And I want to be able to accept credit cards. You know, we get this little device here. They plug it into their whatever device it is, be it a phone or iPad, they're able to swipe the credit card right then and there. It also allows you the ability to, and we're going to do some demonstration of that later on. Isaiah's going to show us how it actually works in real time. But you can take credit cards over the phone. And you're dealing with the same credit card rates, 3%, between 2.5% and 3.5%, but it allows you to reach customers that maybe you couldn't have got to before. Because nowadays everybody wants to use their credit card. Then you also have mobile applications such as VAccount and Cashbook, which allow you to track your expenses on the go. It makes your life so much easier, especially when it comes around the tax time, that you'll be able to document, you know, what you spent. A lot of the applications have camera applications that allow you to take pictures of receipts, scan them, and now they're attached to an invoice, they're attached to your records, and now you're not digging through a bunch of paperwork at the end of the year. So again, you know, the mobile technology, and we didn't even touch on NFC, which is near field communications. There's another technology that's coming out and growing, and Google's pushing that allows you to basically keep your wallet on your phone. You know, no longer reaching in your credit card, you know, things attached to your phone, you can check out at the supermarket, be in and out in a snap. So it's definitely, and this is, you know, this is something that most people don't even touch on. They're not even aware of it, but it gives you, it's a huge asset, especially in a business like ours where we're out on the go, moving around. I'm going to let Isaiah talk on secure backups in 1 second. We'll come back to that in 1 second. That's his area of expertise. But going into security concerns, we have all these devices. We got them with us all the time. I don't know if you've ever had the unfortunate situation of losing a phone. I actually I dropped one phone on the street, cracked the screen. Went to Apple, and they were nice enough to give me a brand new one for free. Didn't charge me anything. Wow. I had a replacement phone on the spot. I didn't have a warranty, anything.
Really?
3 days later, I'm going to Vegas. I get out to Vegas, and we're running around, we're partying, we're having fun. And we're actually going to head to the mall. Coming back from the mall, I get out the taxi cab, get to the room, like, hey, you know, I'm about to make a quick phone call. Realize I left my phone in the cab. So the phone's gone. Luckily, because of the cloud, I'm able to actually tap into my phone, locate it, find out where it is, and if I'm unable to get it back, I'm able to lock that phone down. I'm actually able to send a message to the phone to the person that has the phone and say, you know, it'd be nice if you give my phone back, maybe a reward, something like that.
You threw a couple of expletives.
Yeah, you know, well, I'm not going to start out that way, you know, I want to try to get it back. But, you know, at least I have the opportunity to secure it. I mean, I'm able to lock that phone down, and if it comes down to it, I can actually wipe that phone completely clear right from home. You know, if I was leaving my iPad somewhere right now, I could send a command from my phone saying lock it down. You know, that way nobody's getting into my email, nobody's getting into my applications. So then you also can do the same for your devices like your laptop, your MacBook. Your laptop, they actually have, I'm sure you probably heard about some of the cameras that are actually being used at home by students. And they were taking pictures of the students. Well, I mean, that wasn't the right use of that application, but what it will be useful for is if someone did steal your laptop. There was a big story where a guy stole his laptop. He used this program called Prey, and he found his laptop. He actually took a picture of the guy who stole it, and was able to send it to the authorities. The authorities went and locked the guy up. He got his MacBook back. So I mean, there's a lot of great tools out here, but security is something that often goes unaddressed because we're so content with just having our phone and playing words with friends and all that good stuff. So that's just something. Again, we'll probably demonstrate that same scenario a little bit later on. I'm gonna let Isaiah come back up and talk about secure backups.
As Dewain mentioned, he's had unfortunate instances where he's just, lackadaisical with his devices. Me, on the other hand, I keep them safeguarded with me. But in any event, you want to have a stringent backup. A backup is essential. I can't tell you how many calls I receive on a daily basis. Isaiah, I'm in a crisis. I lost everything. Al, we're not going to mention you by name, but I get those calls very frequently. Actually, last evening, about 6 o'clock, I get a frantic call from a business manager who runs about a $4 million account. She lost QuickBooks. Now, here's the other part to it. She's halfway going blind. So, what she did is, we installed a backup because, that's the practice, the stringent practice that we implement. That's one of the things that we guarantee that we want you to have a backup. That's, without saying. But what she did is, because she's halfway going blind, is she deleted everything and put it into the recycle bin. So she had about 4 gigs of data sitting in her recycle bin, and she's freaking out, But with the mobile technology, I was in the car, pulled over, took out my iPad, remoted into her machine, got everything out of the recycle bin, put it back, took me 15 minutes.
Desktop?
No, it's actually logged me in. And there's an app for the iPad, and we can demo that. Go right here. I did it in 15 minutes, and I charged her $75. I'll tell you why. Because I'm not charging for my time, I'm charging for what I know.
You could have charged her a lot more than
I
that.
could, but she's a friend. But the point is that that's how I run my business. Now, at the end of that transaction, she could have given me a credit card. I didn't even have to bill her. I billed it right from the iPad. I didn't have to bill her. She could have given me her credit card information, or I could have just typed it in. I had the transaction done in less than half an hour. Now, if you times that about 40 hours a week, maybe 30, if you get 30 hours a week of job, you're doing pretty good. So that's where this mobile technology is very, very efficient. But with that, you have to have a backup. The reasons for backup, now with iOS devices, they have this iCloud, and with the iCloud, you can store pictures, documents, all of your presentations in this iCloud. And with Apple is more proprietary, so they want to have everything proprietary to them, so they don't like third-party apps, so they came out with this iCloud. It's a great tool. So with all my applications, this keynote presentation is sitting in iCloud. Also with your laptop, your Mac or PC, there are, in the olden times, I'll keep it short, in the olden times, you used to have tape backups, you used to have an external drive. She has an external drive that I set up for about 7 years ago. I really tried to get her off, but she had to push an actual application to transfer the data from the local machine to the external drive. Now we have with technology, we have off-site backups where you can store them without you even worried about it. As soon as you turn your laptop on, it's backing up all the changes that you made instantly, and then you can revert back to these documents and changes instantly. So that service, one service in particular, is called Data Deposit Box, but it's a nice thing to have as far as backups. Now, with Android devices, many people have these devices and they don't know how to back it up. They just say, oh no, I use the phone and that's it. But you have sensitive information in these devices. I have client information, I have client passwords and things like that. I need security and I need a backup so that I'm not out of business. If I'm not out of business, I can't feed my family, and that's not going too good. So with your Android devices, there are programs like My Backup Pro. There's apps, particular in the Android phone. You can do it from the phone. You can go to Settings, Privacy Settings, Accounts and Syncs. And you make sure everything is checked in there, and then it's automatically synced to Google's secure service. So that's a nice way to do backups across devices, and then you can have access real time on the fly. All right, so I'll turn it back over to Dewain for some demonstrations.
All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about, we've been talking about it a lot during this time, is Dropbox. Dropbox is probably the app I use the most throughout the course of the day. And in essence, Dropbox is keeping all my documents, however thousands of files. I have access to all those files. They're all sitting in the cloud, and I can access it from my phone, to my iPad, my desktop. If I'm working on a document and I change it on my laptop, I know that when I go out in the field, I need to put that document up. It's in sync with the with my phone. The other great thing about it is it gives you the ability to share a folder, similar to the way that if you work on a network before and you know such and such has access to my data files, and only she can have it, and only he can have it. You can do the same thing with these folders in the cloud. So I have, for example, with Isaiah, obviously we do a lot of work together. I have a folder for Calcom, and all of our stuff as I'm working on it, I'll drop it in there, and it allows him to see it on the fly. He can get that on his phone, on his iPad, anywhere, and I don't have to worry about him having a different version of what I have. If he was to go and make a change, it actually will let me know Isaiah made a change, and I'll have that up-to-date document. The other great thing about it, I'm going to bring up the app now.
Notice the password protection. That's also crucial. Even within your apps, you still want to have password protection.
So, like for example, I have 5 files here, 5 folders here. I have people that I need to send information to. I want to send Isaiah something on the fly. Now, I want to send him a 30 megabyte file. You can't send that in email. Your email is going to get denied. I can send him a link directly from within the app. So we're talking about this presentation here. You see it comes up over here. I can send a link to him. And then from there, all he has to do is click on that link on his computer. He can download that entire file. That saved me a ton of space on my email. He got it instantly. He didn't have to wait for it to get emailed to him. And it also gives me the convenience of not having to go back to the office, throw him in the thumb drive, send him a thumb drive, or upload it to some random site that isn't necessarily secure. I have my whole infrastructure at any given time. I can send that file to him. And I can also share with other people that need to have access to those files. So that's just one application. It's a really good application. They give you 2 gigabytes of space for free, which a lot of times people can use that, and that's enough. But for $10 a month, you get 20 gigs or 50 gigs, some exorbitant amount of space that's more than enough. But if you go check it out, get it for free. The application for your phone, they have it for BlackBerry, iPhone. They have for all different mobile platforms. You can check it out, Windows Phone, and this is free. The application is free. So it's definitely worth checking out. Get the 2 gigs and try it out.
Are we doing questions at the end?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. We'll talk about one other thing, and that's actually going back to mobile processing. I don't know if any of you get a lot of checks, but I know I get checks. It's a pain going to the bank, especially for if somebody sent you a check. For whatever reason, you got a $10 check. That $10 check might sit in the drawer. I want the $10. Don't get me wrong. I want my $10. I'm probably getting reimbursed for something small.
But you get a 4-ton vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going downtown. I'm probably paying $3 in parking just to go to the bank. So
you have to deal with people. And
yeah, you have to talk. Yeah, that's the worst. So, so what I'm going to do here is a cool feature that PayPal recently just came out with a few months ago. And it's pretty cool. But it actually allows you to scan the check. And if you have a PayPal account, and if you're doing mobile payments, you're more likely to have a PayPal account, which is cool. It actually allows you to scan the check and send it to your PayPal account and toss the check in the drawer and wait for it to clear. So I'm going to get this up on the screen in 1 second. That's right, this is for the iPhone doesn't support the screen. So I'll walk around and show it to you real fast. But basically, all of this, the application installed on here, and I'll bring it around. You have the ability to transfer money or add money from checks. And it's going to actually come up and show you it's loading, and it'll give you the opportunity to add a check. And then all you would do is take a picture of the front and the back of the check, process it, tell it how much it is for. Somebody off somewhere is going to go and run that check just like it were at the bank, and your money will be in PayPal in 3 or 4 days. Saved me the whole trip. Is, you know, at the end of the day, it was going to take 3 to 4 days for it to clear at the bank either way. But it saved me that trip of going to the bank. You know, time is money. Money sitting in a drawer, no matter how much it is lost opportunity. So that is a huge savings for me because I get a lot of small checks from time to time. $10 here, $15 here, $20 here. I might not run out and do that individual $20 check because I'm doing a million other things. But now I can sit in the convenience of my office, or if I'm even out, you know, I go to my PO box and I'm out of town, I'm on a train, I can actually scan some checks, get them out of the way. So it's a good app. The PayPal app, again, is free.
But you do have to take a photo, actually.
You have to take a photo, but
There's no scan mechanism.
it's not a scan mechanism. You're taking a photo and then it gets, you know, sent up to there and they handle it. They have bank processors or whatever it is. At the end of the day, it's good that we don't have to worry about that. The day will end up in your PayPal account. They tell you to hold the check for about 10 days or wait, at least wait till it clears. Once it's cleared, destroy the check and you're done with it. So it's a huge convenience. I'm going to give the floor back to Isaiah because he's going to talk about Square, the other mobile payment processing that we use frequently.
So Square is the device that we see here. This is a free device, but it's so powerful. What Square does is it gives you the ability to swipe credit cards on the go. So you use and then
Put the mirror back on.
once you do that, your device is ready to go. And then
Let me sign it for you.
we're going to take his money for a second.
Ain't nothing in there to see, so don't worry about it.
But what's the nice thing about this Square is, now PayPal is great. It's world renowned, world renewed, but this Square has a little advanced thing. If you deposit money or you take money from a client before 5 o'clock, it's in your bank account the next day. So that gives you the ability to be more liquid, have more readily available cash than having to send out a bill, whatever your terms are, that 15, that 21, that 30, 60, but you can get that immediately. So then you can do a lot of advanced accounting, you can have more cash flow, and you can build a business quicker than, you know, regular invoicing. Yeah, we wanted to see the password pop up on the screen.
Yeah, I know you did.
So we get access to the 215 account.
Well, since we're going to do a demo, we can demo a $1,000 transaction on Isaiah's credit card.
So what you do is you enter the amount. So I'm going to type the amount, $2. I want to add it here. Now, Square charges you 2.75%. Now, if you wanted to tack that on as a convenience charge to your particular client, you can do that. You can just add the tax amount here. Then what you do is you take the credit card, just as you see it anything else, you swipe that, and then it reads the transaction. So I can either type the payment in, or swipe this, and then it'll authorize the card.
Is it plugged all the way? It might be maybe that case is in the way of being securely underneath.
Well, that's how it will work. He doesn't want me to get, I don't want to give him money right now, so that's not how. But either if I wanted to, I can sit here and say, like, swipe's not working. Type the numbers in. Now, see, women, I should hide this because they memorize these numbers. I know my wife does. Knows it by heart. And we'll leave it at that. And then I can say authorized card. Takes the money directly off of that account. The next day, he has it in his bank. So that's simple, one to go, ready to go, take payments. What else do you need? All right, so I'm going to turn this over to...
What was it? It was one of the things that you were demoing, right? Evernote. You were going to just talk briefly about
Evernote. Evernote is a note-taking ability. So if you guys had an iPad or you brought your Android device here and you wanted to take notes of tonight's presentation, rather than handwriting everything, you have this nice, beautiful piece of equipment here. You can use Evernote to type your notes. Come in Evernote, do a new note here. Comes up, seminar. And then right there, you can just take notes. Period. And then you can save this note. And the nice thing about this is it's a third-party cloud app. So what? It syncs across all your devices. As soon as I save that, I can instantly get on my phone. I can share this note with Dewain. I can share it with anybody. I have their email address, and we're done. All right?